Everybody, this is Lala Anthony, and I am rolling out.
Hello, everyone. This is Chelsea Alexander with Rolling Out. Super excited today. I have a special guest, Lala Anthony, joining us. One of the biggest faces in media doing her thing. So she has recently partnered with Now and Later on a campaign to basically promote self-care as well as Black business for National Self-Care Day and Black Business Month that's coming up in August. So super exciting time. She's here today. How are you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. So super excited to be talking to you today. Of course, we know that you just partnered with Now and Later on a campaign that is, I guess focusing on self-care and also Black businesses. So first, just tell us what inspired this collaboration, like this partnership.
Well, I think obviously self-care is so important and something that I've always said I want to focus more on because I'm just such a workaholic, just keep going and never, stop and self-care, pay attention to me. So anything that's going to highlight, us taking care of ourselves and understanding the importance of self-care. And also, we're highlighting Black-owned self-care businesses, which is so important to me. And Now and Later is doing something amazing and giving money to support these Black-owned self-care businesses. So of course, I wanted to be, a part of that and highlight some great Black-owned self-care businesses and also remind people how important it is to pause now and hustle later, that it's okay to stop and take care of you in between the craziness of work or parenting or relationships and everything else that, we deal with on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, National Self-Care Day is coming up on the 24th. And so actually did not know that was an official national holiday, which more people should know. So how are you guys getting that out to the masses and, educating them more on that national day?
So definitely, just talking to people like you and just encouraging people to stop and slow down. I always say, it's great to do something nice for yourself. Sometimes we're just expecting someone else to do it or feeling down if it doesn't come from someone else. Like, why not put yourself first and do something for yourself? Take yourself for, a self-care day, a spa day, whatever it is, like anything to just give yourself some love, even if it's just turn off the phone for an hour or two, which for me would be like a dream, to just disconnect for a minute and just meditate or pray or whatever it is that you want to do. I think it's just important to get the message out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, can you tell us some of your favorite self-care brands? I know some of them are already being highlighted. So yeah, feel free to share with us.
So I love Butter Skincare. I'm definitely a skin care kind of person, especially with all the traveling I do. So I love their products. I love Fancy Homebody, which is just like, loungewear and clothing just to hang out. I love their stuff. I See You Wellness is like the herbal teas, the bath salts. I'm a bath person when I can stop and slow down. So I love all of their, skincare and teas and all their products. The Natural Radiant Life I love, especially for, people that are plant-based and vegan and want those kind of skin and body products. And those are some of the brands that we're highlighting today. But I think within those four, there's something for everybody that they can, love and use. And again, I think it's great that Now and Later is giving these brands money to continue to grow. So again, something that I definitely, wanted to be a part of.
I love that. Well, I want to know how you balance your self-care because you're your mom, you're out here doing your thing as an entrepreneur as well as a creative. So yeah, what do you do? Like, what does your self-care, I guess, routine look like?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm being honest, it's something that I need to work on, which is why I'm like telling everyone out there, but also reminding myself how important it is because I don't do it enough. But for me, again, sometimes just disconnecting from the phone, even just turning my ringer off is a method of self-care in my life. And I've been able to do that more. Cayenne, my son, is probably the only person who can get through at certain times, but turning my ringer off has been key to me having some self-care moments and even just being able to sleep uninterrupted. Like self-care comes in different forms. So to me, like an uninterrupted night of sleep is self-care to me. So sometimes literally just turning the phone off makes all the difference for me.
I totally agree with you on that. Do not disturb is a great feature. Absolutely. Well, we have Black Business Month coming up in August, so that's a super exciting time, right, to highlight, Black businesses. But how does this also tie into the campaign? I know you kind of mentioned it, but let's dive a little deeper as far as, I guess, how will these companies benefit?
So yeah, Now and Later is giving a micro grant to each one of these companies just to help them continue to grow. I hope by me talking about them, there'll be more eyes on them, and people wanting to get more of their products. Like these are some of the brands that I love and use, and I just wanted to share with everyone. But I love that Now and Later is kind of, putting their money where their mouth is, so to speak, and just like helping out in a financial way, because at the end of the day, that's really what a lot of companies need to grow. So it's great that they're doing that for these companies that I highlighted and companies that I know are amazing Black owned self-care brands.
Absolutely. I also want to know, what does Black Business Month mean to you on a personal note? Like,
It means a
how do you feel? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Black business owner as well. I have a hair care brand, Anala, 100% rice water hair care brand that's very important to me. And it's all about supporting. Like, how can any of us and our companies grow if we don't have the support of each other? It's like you hear about it all the time. Like, support Black owned brands, support our own. Let's see them grow. We put so much money into all these other brands. Like, why not put money into our own? So it's very important to me. And, it should be more than just a month, but in this month that we're talking about it, we should definitely go hard and highlight the Black owned brands that are important to us.
Absolutely. And I heard the grant, I think it's 10,000 per company. That's
Yes,
what
it
I
is.
heard. Okay. So I gotta know, is this just based on your list, or can other people enter? How does that work, or how can the community get involved?
So the initial grants are based on a list I gave and just brands that we know are super popular. But I'm sure it's the whole month to highlight more brands and hopefully get more money into more of these brands, because you know Black owned brands, especially when you're starting it on your own, you need the help. So it's the time to really shine light on whatever brands that we're super excited about, that you're excited about, and just make people more aware. Because even if it's just not getting a grant, it's getting more business by getting their name out there and stuff. So, word of mouth is important. Social media is important. There's so many tools to highlight, even more than just the brands that, I decided to talk about today.
I also want to talk more about your hair company, but before we get into that, what does Now and Later mean to you? Because that's been around forever.
I
So
want
yeah,
to
what does it mean to you?
and also it's a brand that started in Brooklyn. I'm from Brooklyn. I'm in Brooklyn right now. So it's like, it's important to me. It's a Brooklyn based brand, and all my childhood and life, I just remember Now and Later's being around. It's so funny. A little while ago, I told my makeup artist, I'm like, pass me the banana Now and Later so I can have one now. They're just always around. Like, it's just always a part of your upbringing and around. And me having a 16-year-old Cayenne, they're just always around. So it was important. And then when I heard about what they were doing and highlighting Black owned brands in giving money in that way, and also reminding people about self-care, I was like, nah, that's really cool. They definitely get my stamp of approval for sure.
I love that. Well, as an entrepreneur yourself with Anala, what has been maybe some type of obstacle you might have, come across, but you were able to pivot and move forward? Like, what does that process look like from an entrepreneur standpoint?
I think anytime, like I said, you're starting something from the ground up, there's challenges, there's, a lot of money that can be invested in the beginning, and you're trying to make that back, and making people aware and making people understand, you're passionate about it. This is a product that really works. The same challenges I think all, brands go through when they're starting off, but you got to kind of push through and know that when you start anything, there's going to be ups and downs. Like, it's not just you launch it and it just goes up. I mean, there's probably brands that happen to, but that's not the norm. So you got to be able to go through, the downs and the ups. But with Anala, we're getting to a great place. A lot of people use the product, which is amazing. Love the results. People are really into the product, which makes me, really, really happy. And most importantly is seeing the results. Like, people who felt like their hair was done, or they couldn't grow their hair, or their edges were completely done, and seeing before and after pics, and like, I regained my confidence. I feel good about myself. I feel beautiful again. Those are the things that matter to me more than like how much I can sell or who's buying it. Like, being able to change someone's perspective on themselves, being able to give someone that confidence and self-esteem, that to me is like how I measure the success of, my personal brand.
Absolutely. I also want to know, why is it so important, especially in 2023, to support Black business? Can we talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, my thing is that if we're not supporting each other, then who's supporting us? Like, it's so we spend so much money on other brands. It's like, if we're doing it for ourselves, why not support each other? And you hear a lot of people talking about how we need to show up for each other even more. We definitely do, but there's improvement to be made. So I'm all about Black businesses and learning about new Black businesses and what's coming up, what's out there, what was everybody else using. I always want to be in the know when it comes to that type of stuff, but it's super important because we can't complain about it if we don't support it.
Very true. Well, what other projects do you have coming up? You're like, it's one of the biggest faces in media. Of course, we know you're an actress doing your thing. So I guess what's coming up for you? What's next?
So right now, I'm in Cayenne mode. Cayenne's in basketball right now and it's summer tournaments and things. So I'm just, again, another form of self-care is like focusing on my son right now, being there for him, at his games and his practices, which is what it's about for me right now. So right now, currently, I'm like a full basketball mom. That's what's happening right now. And, doing amazing things like this that help brands, help others. That's kind of what I'm about right now.
I love it. And just last question, what advice do you have for aspiring media professionals or even those looking up to you just in this realm as an entrepreneur? What advice do you have for them, I guess, to keep going when it's, all odds may be against you?
Definitely. That is my advice, to keep going, because I feel like during my journey, if I listen to all the no's and what are you doing, or this is not a real career, everything people tell me, then I wouldn't be where I am right now. At first you have to believe in yourself, and that has to be the passion that pushes you through. Because I feel like in the beginning, if you're just looking for everyone else to co-sign, or like everyone else to say, oh, this is great, you can do it, you're always going to find people along the way that's going to knock you off your pedestal. So as long as you're focused and you believe that this is what I want to do and I could get it done, that passion is going to push you through all the downs and the no's and everything that happens. When you're passionate about something, no one can tell you anything different. So if you're passionate about it, just keep going, and it will become whatever you dream for it to become, as long as you work hard at it.
I like that. And I know I said last question. I have a bonus. What would you tell your younger self if you could go back? What would you?
I would tell my younger self that no matter what you do, everyone's not going to like you, which is a lesson I had to learn as I continue going through, my career. Like, I used to be like, well, they don't know me. Why would they say that? I'm so cool. I'm this and that. Why are they talking about? But it's like my mom always says, get worried when people aren't talking. So even negative talk can be a benefit, because at least you're on people's minds and they're talking about you. So my younger self, I would say, everyone's not going to like you, and that's okay.
I like that. Well, thank you so much, Lala Anthony, for just coming on Rolling Out's platform and speaking with us. This has been a really great conversation.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Of course.